Hi everyone, welcome along on our Sunday night. Hi Debs, you were quick getting on there. I've just turned the volume down on there, make sure that everything's up and clear. Maybe up a little bit further this way so you don't need to see me in that. If I just move that up a bit there. How's that? There we go. That's better. All right. Hi Heather, thank you for joining me, ladies. I can see there's 3 of you out there, so if you're there, say hi. I'd love to know who's watching. So we're going to make the, diagonal front fold card today, and it opens up like this. So lovely, and as you can see, there are 2, and the way that this card is made, that you actually make, you essentially cut 2 at the same time, so you get 2 Christmas cards for the price of 1, really. So I've just, these 2 papers obviously are matching, so you can you won't have any wastage or anything like that. So hello Alison. So we'll get started with that. Hope everyone's had a nice day or a lovely weekend, wherever they are. Sorry, it was my hair in my eye. I just have to get that out. Otherwise I won't be able to see what I'm doing. I don't know where that's gone now. It's stuck in my glasses, I think. Oh, that's terrible. Okay. Alright, so we're going to start off with cutting the base or scoring the base. You need 1 piece of A4 cardstock to do your score, and we're going to start by scoring. So if you have a scoring tool that you'd rather use, feel free to use that. Otherwise, we're just going to use the scorer on here, and what we're going to do is basically divide our cardstock equally into quarters. So to do that, I find the easiest way is to go long ways. So you're going to put your A4 landscape into your trimmer, and I started getting a bit excited the other night when I was making these, and I started to very poorly, looking at that, score my card. So we're going to score, our cardstock is 8 1/4 wide, so we're going to start by scoring at 8 4 1/8, sorry, not 8, and I've just noticed that you can't see what I'm doing. So I'll turn my trim around so that you can see that. I might just need to move it over a bit. So there we go, hopefully. So if you go to your 4 inches and then the 2 little lines, that is your 1/8, and then you'll see that you've got 2 more lines, and that will take you to 4 1/4. So making sure that you are lined up with the edge of your trimmer using your scoring tool. If you don't have a scoring tool but you've got a trimmer with a cutting blade, what you can do is use that and put your bone folder, or if you've got like a take your pick tool with a double-ended tool on it, then you can do that. A ruler or something in the groove will work as well. Okay, or you could just fold it in half. You don't need, so you got to have that way, and then you're going to flip it from 2. It is going to be 5 7/8 is where we cut for an A4. So that means that the 6-inch mark is here. It's really hard to see, I'm sorry, and I don't know if I can zoom in. Let me see. Oh, I can. Look at that. I learnt something today. So the 4, that's the 4, that's the 6. So you're going to come back 2 marks in from there, and that is where you have got your, oh man, that's exciting that I can zoom in like that. So that's where we're going to mark our, sorry, I put all my stuff there and then realise that I need to move it all because my card is too big. Alright, so we're going to pop that in at 5 7/8, and we're going to score. Alright, so you will end up with, I don't know if you can see that, there you go. Your card is cut into quarters. Alright, so then what you're going to do, if you're crafting along and I'm going too quickly, please do let me know so I can slow down a little bit. Now this part gets a little bit tricky. What we need to do is, so if you have a guillotine, it might be easier to do it in that, but if you've got a trimmer like this, then it just is going to be a little bit of wiggling around. And if you have the exact trimmer as this one, you'll notice that when you close it, and I think that's the same with most of them, they lock in, so there's like a little groove there. What we're going to do is we're not going to lock it in, because otherwise then you're going to get a little bit of a dent in your card, because we are going to score from the left hand corner to the bottom right hand corner. Okay, so we're going a full diagonal of that whole sheet. In theory, you're going to come right through the center where you have just scored that. I say in theory because let's hope it works. All right, so it does kind of go off a little bit over the trimmer track a bit. And what I found when I was doing this is that I just came in a bit with my scoring blade. Sorry, do I need to go up a bit? I feel, so you don't get you're not getting a wide view. There we go, that's better. So you're going to have your corner pieces lined up in your trimmer track like that. And you're just going to gently push your arm down, and then I found, just double check it, so excuse my head in the way, just want to make sure I've got it lined up and it hasn't moved from when I put it in there. Okay, so you've got it in there. I'm just going to bring it in from this side here. It does push down a little bit, so you will get a little bit of an indent there. And it does, you might want to take your score blade out actually, depending on your trimmer. It might not give you enough room. And then just go right down to the other end. Alright, so you want to cut right through the middle, and you might just need to, because you're not pushing it right down, you might just need to give it a little bit of manipulating. Mine hasn't cut right through there, so I'm just going to pop that back in. Actually, I might just do it with my scissors. So that's just this little bit here, and it's cut through on here, so I can see where it's been cut, and I can just give that a little bit of a trim there. Another way that you can get around this is if you have a bigger guillotine and using the guillotine, or you can trim your card down a bit. Because I use inches and I have used an American template, the cardstock is not quite as long as ours, so you could trim it down just a little bit and then just adjust your matte layers. So you end up with two pieces that look like that. Alright, so as you can see that? Right there is where we did the intercept of both score lines. Alright, so you're just going to fold them in half. Maybe I'll go closer. Hi Millie, nice to have you here. Let's just see if I've just pulled it in a little bit. There we go. Oh, yay! I learnt something tonight. Every day is a school day. So they say. All right, so we're just going to fold our score lines in whichever way. And I actually found that I needed to just line my joins up there and bring them back a bit. All right, so you've got those two there, and then the same on this one. Oh my gosh, ladies, I am so stoked. You guys are amazing. I was hopefully no one's putting it up tonight because I didn't get a notification, but Facebook isn't great with that either. 10 of you made cards. In fact, actually made more than one card of that other card that we made, which was amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all of that, and I'm loving that so many of you had a go at making that card. And hi Marilyn, thank you for joining us tonight. So that's our card base, and I might just, I've got a little bit of a fairy bit there, so I'll just trim that a bit, and that one there. So I don't know if you can see that, but you can see that's where it kind of went into the groove. That's why we don't want to push it down too hard as much as possible. Okay, so that's our card base. Then we've got 2 pieces of, I don't know if I told you to bring 2 or 1, but you need 2 pieces of white or vanilla, whichever matches your designer series paper. My designer series paper is a white base, so I'm using basic white. That you can stamp if you want to. Let's do that. Let's decorate them, make them all nice for the people that we're sending them to. I've just got the Holly Jolly Wishes set, and whoops, someone is banging in my kitchen. Let's do fa la 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 la. La, 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 la. Alrighty, so I'm just going to use that. I'm going to stamp it on the inside. I have already, so with these ones I used Evening Evergreen. I've used the Painted Christmas DSP for that, so that coordinated quite nicely with it, and I've used the Evening Evergreen stamp and rip. I also then added some real red ribbon to match that one. So tonight, because I've got a real red base, I've gone with the white and a real red backing. So I'm actually going to stamp real red on the front. I might stamp real red in the middle, and then I'll stamp on the front with Evening Evergreen. Let me just make sure that that's nice and straight. La, 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 la. Isn't it hard to believe that Christmas is only like 3.5 months away? It's a bit scary. I was watching, looking at someone's things on Facebook, and they've done a Q&A about their life. It was one of those influencer people, and someone asked her, when is it too early? Is it too early to start Christmas shopping? She's like, nope, I've finished. I was like, holy crap, I haven't even got to grips with some birthdays, let alone Christmas yet. Alright, so I'm going to glue both of those in. Basically, you want one to open up and one to open out. So, whoops, wrong way. I'm just trying to bring you in a bit closer. There's like a few second delay, so I'm making, I don't know if I've got it right for you. There we go. So we're just going to glue both of those into the middle there. And so make sure that if you have stamped it already before you're gluing it, that you are up the right way. So that's our base ready to be decorated. Excuse me 1 second. Oh gosh, Okay, now I said that I got a little bit excited with what I was doing and started to cut everything and score everything, and I got that excited that I had my 2 pieces of DSP that I was going to cut with you, and I have already cut them. So with the magic of Post-it notes, I've got them kept together so that I can show you the process. So you need 2 different pieces of DSP, and you're going to score from the top, no, not score, you're going to cut from the top left-hand corner to the bottom right-hand corner. All right, so you're going to, again, the same as you did with your cardstock when you were scoring it, you're going to pop it when you were cutting it, sorry, you're going to pop this into your, let me just do one at a time because I've got Post-it notes everywhere and they're bulging up. So bottom right-hand corner, top left-hand corner, pop it in there, hold it in place, and run over with your cutting blade. Now I've already done that, unfortunately. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. So this one I've used the gingerbread and peppermint suite of designer series paper. This one comes as a 6x6 and has 48 sheets. So you get 12 sheets or 12 patterns with 4 of each. So those are the 2 that I'm going to be using. So you should end up with 2 pieces like that from each one. Okay, so then you're going to have one, and I think one that goes at the top and one that goes at the bottom. So once you've got them, just have a little play around. So that one is going to go there. Again, I need to move over a bit. That one is going to go there. Put my bone folder on it. Sorry. And then I might use that side there. So then this one is going to go here. And then this one is going to go here. So I've ended up with 2 completely different cards, but using the same designer series paper. So I could go there, and the checks at the top. Okay. Now I don't know how I ended up with 2 exactly the same before, because I cut them the same way. Just obviously, yeah, that's what happens when you do things late at night. Okay. Hi, Helen. That's nice that you can join us. Hope everything's well down in Taranaki and not too close to any breakouts down there. Saw on the news that it's in Morkau, which is down close to you guys. Right, I found it easier so that it's flat is to lie it open and then pop my designer series paper on there like that. One of the benefits of using the glue, I know not everyone's a fan of glue, but one of the benefits of glue is that you have a little bit of space to and a bit of time to move things around. So if it's not exactly lined up, then it's not going to be too much of a problem. I find I stick too hard when I use the tape or the tape runner, so I don't get it lined up how I want it to be. So it's one of the reasons that I use the glue. There you go. So there's one. Another downside is that you get tackiness on your work surface, so you just want to be a bit careful about that. So I'm going to glue this side. I have to say I'm loving having, in a way I'm loving it, and another way I'm not so. But it's such a nice feeling not being, having to close the house up at like 4:30 in the afternoon because it's getting cold. Yeah, there's quite a range in these papers, isn't there, Helen? Sorry, I've only just seen your message. Quite a range. One of the good things with getting the 6x6 patterns is that you get so many more patterns to choose from. And this one's really nice. It's got some quite big patterns that you can just use as a card front, and then some others that you can chop up and use smaller bits of. Okay. Alright, so that's our two faces decorated like that. Alright, so we've got those two there. Oh, that's how I did it. So I've just worked out how I messed that up and how I got these two the same. So if you want two different patterns on your card, you cut from the left, because that's the bottom. Cut from the left to the right. These ones I've cut from the right to the left, and then that's given me the same size ones. So it's up to you. That way you could make more and have, if you wanted some the same, then you could go from the right to the top right to bottom left. If you want to have two cards with different, using the same designer series paper but using both sides, cut from the left to the right. And that will give you, well, yeah, that's what I think I've done. It's funny, isn't it? I think I do everything exactly the same. You've lots of designer series paper, Marilyn, and don't know what look. Yeah, it's really hard to do lots of stuff with designer series paper. So I've been trying to find cards that you can make using to use up your designer series paper. All right, so if you're interested, there are some more on my page that you can go back and have a look at, just to kind of have a look through and see if there's any that you quite like for using up your designer series paper. All right, so I'm going to put my my sentiment on the front there, and let's see, when I've used the, which die did I use for this? I've used the Stitched So Sweetly dies. They come with these ones, which I've used, and then two smaller ones, and then some scalloped stitched rectangles, which are quite pretty. So I wanted something that was going to be quite central but not cover the whole thing. So I think I might jingle all the way. I don't think yeah, I'll stick with jingle all the way. I think that'll be the one tonight. Jingle all the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the green as a contrast. It's a different green, but I'm sure it will look. Actually, let's do the back and see how that looks. So if I put that on there, then I put that on there. The other option is to use the red. So let's do the back of the other one and see how that looks. Let's clean my stamp. And use the real red. Go on the back of that. Because our cardstock is so lovely that you actually, if I hold it up to the light you can see it, but when it's down you can't see that I've used the other side of it if I decide that green's not what I want to do. But with the magic of double-sided cardstock, we are able to see which is the best option for us. Right, so let me put that out of the way. I'm going to also pop some ribbon on here as well, so I'll pop that on there. And I'm going to pop this on here. You see that? So I'm going to go. I think I like the green. But let's see what that looks like on this side. I Yeah, I think the red kind of gets a bit lost, so I'm going to go green for both of them. So after all that, clean that off. Close that up. So Evening Evergreen is the colour tonight. Oh, you have Marilyn, do you have trouble working with the 6x6? I think one of the downsides of that is that you have a tendency to lose a bit of DSP with that, because you can only get 1 and a bit sheets out of it. So great for scrappy cards. Oh, you agree with the green, Alison. Thank you. Yeah, they're great. All right. I have also got some coordinating ribbon. Now on this one, I couldn't decide, so I did one of each. So I might do the same with this one. And I'm going to do, I've got Real Red, and then I've got they're both kind of sheer ribbons. And this is the Evening Evergreen. So I'm going to pop some dimensionals on the back here, which we all know how much Kelley loves dimensionals. A lot. So I went through my class kits and pulled out all of the little bits of dimensional packs so that I can use them up. And then when I actually am able to start doing classes again, my kits will be full of new ones that I won't have to worry about running out of in the middle of a class. Okay, so the best way that I found to do this was to actually I'm going to put one more there and one more there. And I might need a couple more on here as well. These ones, the backs come off them. And some obviously dud ones, because the backing has come off as well. So put that in there, because we do not want that to come off. So I find the best way to do this is to take all of the, oops, that one's still got it on, to take all of the tabs off, which I've got them all. I keep my ribbon on the roll, and then I want to start it up, and I want it to kind of come off the edge. So I'm going to pop it on that dimensional there. Actually move it over onto the edge there so that you can see a little bit on the side. This is going to show up quite nicely on the red cardstock, and then I just tack it in between there. That's why I wanted so many of them there, because it gives me room for it to catch the ribbon, but then also it's going to hold on to the card a lot better. No, I want that over a little bit further. So that's a bit more in the middle. That's about even. And then I can have that coming off the side as well. No, that's not quite in the middle. One of the great things of being able to do it and turn it around and have a look at it. So I'm just going to chop that off there like that. There should be enough on there, but let's just put another one in there just to make sure. Hate for someone to get this card and then all the pieces fall off. So what's really lovely with this die set is that these corners layer really nicely into each other, so you can kind of line it up and then just pop that down, press all over, make sure you've got it all stuck there. And then we're going to do the same thing with the red. So this is the sheer ribbon, it's called Real Red Sheer, and I think it's in the mini catalogue, the Christmas one. Yeah, I think the green, even though it's not the same green, I think the green just kind of pops it out a little bit more, doesn't it? Alright, so red up. Should I go the opposite way? Let's go down to start with. Red. Start a little bit closer together. And do a few more bits. Oh, that's like a bit of an M. Don't know about that. What do we think, ladies? That one, the green ribbon, or the red ribbon with the extra loop? I think it looks possibly a little bit too much. Unless I fold that up, no. Oh, give it a go. Pop a few extras in there. Oh, you like the way I did it with the green, Alison? It probably does look better, doesn't it? Trip a little bit. Pop another dimensional in there. And Tracy said green too. Helen said green. Seems to be the consensus, so we'll go with that design. It kind of almost looked like a McDonald's M, which wasn't not what I'm going for. So we'll get rid of that idea. That's better. There we go. And then we're just going to pop on there. Overkill of dimensionals, but I don't want it to fall off. And dimensionals are our friend. Alright, and pop that down. There we go. So both of our sentiments done. Look at this. What are we? Oh, I'm a little bit late. Sorry, ladies. It's taking a little bit longer than normal, but we get 2 cards at the same time. Not very often we can say that. So we're going to pop our cards down, decide which one goes where. Nope, that one there and that one there. Alright, so what we want to be doing is we want to put our sentiment on the top flap, so the one that folds up. So as you can see, there is half of it on a diagonal, cut on a diagonal. That is not going to be, and we do not want attached. So what we're going to do is we want that side on there. We're going to pop some dimensionals. Just trying to keep my finger there so that I don't go too far over. Okay. And then we're just going to make sure and kind of center that on our card, making sure that we don't stick it down to both sides, because otherwise you won't be able to open it. So here we go, there's one. And that's not straight. There we go, that's better. And then these ones, we're going to go the opposite side. So we're going to put them on this side. I would normally use this, but I don't want it to rip up the... Oh no, that's actually doing alright. As you can see, I've got lots of holes in there, and they've the backs have come off with the whole dimensional. So I was trying to... That's why I was trying to do it one-handed, because I didn't want to have to try and take them off as well. Alright, so we have that out there. Over a bit more. Yep. Just before you press it down, lift it up so that you can see you don't have any adhesive on the other side there. And then that is our 2 cards. So, quick, relatively quick and easy, really. Half an hour to make 2 cards. And that's our 4 cards. So, using a great way to use up your DSP and to not have them all looking the same. So, yeah. So this is the Painted Christmas series, and it has, this was the back side of the 2 that I used. And then there's this really nice soft green, some holly and berries and leaves, pine cones, and more pine cones, and then just some other patterns, some Christmassy patterns. And then this one here is the gingerbread and peppermint. So these are, so you've seen, those are 4 of the designs because that's the back of each of them. So there's some really lovely big pieces that you can use to cut out. So that if you don't have to buy stamps or anything, you can just use your paper and cut around them. Some really cool gingerbready kind of designs. This is another one that's got some really nice patterns on it. There's some really nice little backgrounds that you can put with other things. So a really nice selection, and an alternative, like I know it's got the reds and greens in it, but having the gingerbread theme with the brown in it is a little bit different for Christmas. So something something to think about. I also, this is a little piece that I had left, so I was thinking I might cut out some of these and just pop them on, but I might not as well because it might just like be too much. Sometimes you can overcomplicate things, I think. So let me just pop those out of the way, and I will flip you around. Oh, thank you, Millie. I would love to take the credit for that, but that was some lady, some lovely lady on YouTube that likes, that shares their talents. And I think I've said before, we all casing on Pinterest, or if there's blogs that you follow. I don't know that when I look for cards, there's several people. Thank you, Helen. Thank you, Alison. There's several people that all do a really similar version, just in their own way. So it's nice to be able to share. And I think sometimes it's a bit easier than just looking at some instructions and doing it, is just to do it together, or have a video to follow. I definitely find that it's a bit easier, especially if you're a visual person. Good hint about making sure you cut it. Yeah, thanks, Heather. And I'm sorry about that. Hopefully, if you have made it with me, you're happy with the way that your cards came out. So, like I said earlier, I don't want to hold you up too much longer, but like I said earlier, thank you so much. There were 10 entries in the card from Wednesday night, so you all obviously really liked doing that one, which was awesome. And so I have the wheel already set up. Just turn my my right tab, and then I'll turn you around. Let's move you over a little bit with my little thing. Whoop, don't get all feet. Okay, so Andrea, Heather, Alison, Debs, Sandra, Rochelle, Millie, Judy, Anita, and Tracy all entered into that one from Wednesday night, which was amazing. Thank you so much. I got excited when there was like 7 again. I was like, yay! And then there were more. All right, so let's give this a spin. See who's our winner for Wednesday. And tonight's winner is Debs! Yay! Yay, Debs. All right, I will send you some pictures of some things that you can choose from that, whoops, that doesn't like doing that, that you can choose from to full price. Sorry, I'm just trying to, yeah, it doesn't like it. I don't want to bump you around too much. I'm going to let you lovely ladies head off and enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Those of you who have to go to work tomorrow, I hope your day is lovely. We've got one more week of holidays and I'm looking forward to that, but also looking forward to the announcement tomorrow and seeing if we're going to get any closer. I doubt it. Too many cases and now it's spread further south. So, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, I suppose. But thank you very much to the lovely ladies that have put the entries in. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who came and watched tonight. I really appreciate that too. We had 11 on tonight, which was great. I think the other night we had 15. So, yeah, it's been really awesome. And it's made this whole lockdown thing a little bit easier for all of us, I hope. Definitely has for me, that's for sure. All right, so I will leave you guys to your evening and I will see you on Wednesday at 7:30 for another card. And I will pop the materials and everything up if you want to craft along by Tuesday. Yeah, all right, have a lovely evening, everybody, and I will see you Wednesday. See you later. Bye.